Yo, it is Saturday, March 21st, and you're listening to Blue Lightning Daily. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. And yes, this episode was assembled by robots. Like, end to end. If it gets a little unhinged, that's not a bug, that's the vibe.
The vibe is computers doing their best. Which is also today's story. Adobe just put Firefly Custom Models into public beta. And honestly, this is the least flashy, most useful AI update in a minute.
It's spicy, though. Because it's basically, hey, brands, you can finally stop your mascot from shape-shifting across a campaign.
Exactly. The headline isn't new AI art, it's repeatability. You can train Firefly on your own visuals so it sticks to your character or your product look, or even your style.
Okay, but say it plainly for the people in the back who are currently fighting for their life in Canva at midnight. What is it?
Firefly Custom Models lets you upload a small set of images you actually have rights to use, train a private custom model inside Firefly, and then pick that model from a dropdown when you generate. Two modes, subject or style. Subject is like this product, this mascot, this character. Style is like our illustration look, our lighting language, our brand flavor.
And the small set part is the shocker. Adobe's basically saying you can get going with 10 to 30 images. That's not hire a machine learning team, that's pull a folder from your last shoot and try not to cry.
Yep. And Adobe's also recommending your images be decently sized, like at least 1,000 pixels on one side, so you're not training your model on potato quality.
So this is Adobe turning Firefly from prompt roulette into like a brand system assistant, which is great because prompt roulette is how you get summer campaign set and image 7 is suddenly in a different multiverse.
That's the real production pain. General models can make one banger, but creators and marketers don't get paid for one banger. They get paid for cohesive sets. Variants that still look like they belong together.
Okay, but here's the question I'm already hearing from the internet. If we can lock a brand look with a handful of images, what's the fastest way to accidentally train in brand drift and call it innovation?
Oh, that's easy. Garbage in, garbage out, but make it aesthetic. If your training folder includes inconsistent lighting, off-brand color grades, random old logo versions, or like that one intern's fun remix of the mascot, congrats, you just taught the model chaos.
Wait, so the new bottleneck is not prompting, it's curating the training folder like it's a museum exhibit.
100%. Prompting still matters, but this shifts the work upstream. Your inputs matter more than your prompts. And it also creates a new gatekeeper question: who controls the training set, controls the brand output.
So the new power move in marketing is not who has the best taste, it's who has access to the sacred folder.
The sacred folder, yes. And Adobe's leaning into that with privacy controls. Custom models are private by default, and sharing is permission-based, which makes this way more viable for agency workflows and client work.
Private by default is huge, because half of brand work is just, please don't leak the unreleased packaging, and please don't cross-pollinate client A's vibe into client B's campaign.
Exactly. But, Riley, you're going to say it. Private by default can also become silo by default.
Thank you. Like, okay, Hunter, imagine a big org. The social team trains brand style vibes. The product team trains brand style but a little different. And suddenly we have 5 slightly wrong universes.
Totally. The fix is governance, not vibes. Somebody needs to own the canonical models, naming conventions, versioning, and a review loop. Otherwise, you'll get Final V12, but for models.
Model sprawl. Love that for us.
And this fits the bigger pattern we've been talking about on BlueLightningTV.com. Adobe is building Firefly as infrastructure. Like earlier this month, we covered Firefly Services, the APIs that let teams generate, edit, localize, resize, and crank variants at scale without making designers do export gymnastics all day.
Yes, it's the same energy, throughput over novelty. Like, cool image is not the job. Shipping 1,000 on-brand assets without losing your mind is the job.
And zooming out, the whole ecosystem is kinda moving there. OpenAI just dropped GPT 5.4 Mini and Nano, which is basically, here are smaller models so your content ops don't melt your budget. Use the lighter model for tagging, cleanup, QA, and routing. Use the bigger brains when it's actually needed.
Model routing is becoming normal. And I'm obsessed because it's the same concept as what Adobe's doing with custom models. You're not asking one general AI to be good at everything. You're selecting the right engine for the job, in a way that fits production.
And then Google shows up with Gemini Embedding 2 in preview, and that's like, less sexy, but it's the retrieval glue for creator libraries. Search across text, images, audio, video, PDFs, all in one embedding space. That's find the clip and find the product shot and find the line from the podcast kind of infrastructure.
Which, sorry, is the actual day-to-day pain. People don't lose time because they can't generate. They lose time because they can't find what they already made.
Exactly. And then on the video side, Lightricks open-sourced LTX 2.3 local-first AI video with synchronized audio. Again, repeatability and control. Local inference means faster iteration and fewer please wait in queue moments.
Okay, but back to Firefly Custom Models, because creators are going to ask, is this for solo creators or teams?
Both, But the immediate win is teams who ship lots of variants, performance marketing, e-com, agencies juggling multiple clients, and IP-driven creators who need characters to stay consistent. If you're a solo creator, the win is building a repeatable signature look without fighting prompts every time.
Also, consistent characters is the holy grail for series content, like TikTok storytellers, YouTube thumbnails, webcomic folks, VTuber-adjacent visuals. If the character stops mutating, you stop wasting time.
But we should be real about limits. This isn't a magic stamp. Edge cases still exist. Abstract styles, extreme lighting, super specific geometry, logos, and exact typography, you're still going to QA.
Yeah, the goal is fewer failures, not zero review. Like humans still drive, the AI is the intern that can work fast, but you still check the work before it hits the client.
And here's the philosophical one. Where's the line between repeatability and creative stagnation? If consistency is a dropdown, do we just lock a look and never explore again?
Oof, that's the danger. Like, brand consistency can become brand boredom. But I think the healthy move is lock your baseline model for production, then keep a playground model for experimentation.
I love that. One model for shipping, one model for chaos.
Same as content. One channel for announcements, one channel for memes.
Final practical tip for training: if you're doing subject, make sure your subject is consistent across the images. Clean angles, clear features, fewer weird props. And if you're doing style, keep the style cohesive. Don't throw in one random photoreal render into your flat illustration set and then act surprised when it gets weird.
And please, for the love of your future self, name your models like an adult, not cool one and cool one newer.
Riley has been burned.
I have scars, Hunter. Digital scars.
All right, that's the move. Adobe Firefly Custom Models in public beta, aiming at the most expensive problem in generative imagery, which is keeping things consistent enough to ship.
We love a boring feature that saves your life.
Thanks for hanging with us on Blue Lightning Daily.
Go check out bluelightningtv.com for AI news and updates. And subscribe so the robots know we're emotionally attached to this experiment.
And if our AI-generated mascot starts drifting mid-outro, just remember it's not possessed, it's just innovating.
Catch you next time.